Okay, hello everybody and welcome. Happy International Health Day, Jagatik Arogya Divas, and hope you are fine wherever you are and be inside your houses. Stay safe. Got to win this battle against the COVID 19 pandemic. Well, I hope that you have read what the title for today's session is and that we are going to deal with two topics today. Let me know in the chat if you've helped your friends get here. Very good evening, all of you. Okay, and I am really anticipating that more and more students would join in because this is the way to go. WhatsApp has its own limitations. YouTube is just far superior to that. And let me now talk you through with how we are going to do this today. Here is how we are going to do this. We will first start with our discussion on the speech, the indirect speech to the direct speech. Listen to me very carefully. I said indirect speech to the direct speech. Normally you are always asked the other way, but today we are going to deal with how to change the indirect speech to the direct one, and I hope that you have your notepad ready. That's what we will definitely need. People are slowly joining in, and we have a lot of people saying hi to me even now. Well, welcome, everybody is welcome, and give me a good thumbs up if you are good to start. You have your notepad ready. Let us begin then. All right, let's get started with it straight away. Now, here is what is the agenda. I would always want you to put the date right on the agenda so that it remains for the record as to what is to be studied today. So this is what we are going to study. The first is the indirect speech to the direct speech, and then we are going to study phrases related to heart. Okay, now by the way, I want to share something very interesting with you apart from this, which is today I'm going to share with you the stuff you've shared with me on WhatsApp. Can you guess what it is? Exactly, well, it is your crossword activity that you involved yourself in. I'm going to share a few good crossword entries that I've received from your WhatsApp. So we will discuss that, plus I'll give you the recommendations of what to watch more on the channel. And if you have made a note of this agenda, we will get underway straight away. Hope you like the music. So here is what we are going to proceed. The first thing then, what are the points to remember? When you change the indirect speech to the direct speech, you got to insert the inverted commas. You have to remember how the tense changes, changing the punctuation mark at the end, change of pronouns. Now, I'm going to explain that in reasonable detail. What is the first point here? Well, the first point is you have to know that when it's the reported speech, we remove the inverted commas, but now we have got to change it to the direct speech. So we have to insert those inverted commas. Changing the tense. The present tense changes to the past, but in this case, the past will change to the present. And of course, the past perfect will change to the past tense. The third point, changing the punctuation mark at the end. Well, you have to remember that when it is the reported speech, if there's a question, then we end with a full stop. But if it is a direct speech, the person is available, and so there has to be a question mark. Change of pronouns is quite simple to understand, so let's not discuss that in detail. Going forward, what do we have? The next point that we will do is the word change and see how it is done. The word changes, that is. Here is how they will apply. Then changes to now. Remember, everything to the left is normally to the right when you change from the direct to the indirect, but this is from the indirect to the direct. Again, I'm going to give you some time to make your notes here. It is very important that you actually write down important stuff. So please make sure that you are making your notes, and only then we shall continue. Don't want a lot of haste. We want to learn. So please jot down these points, and then in your chat you can say that you are done writing these points. I'll wait for you. Very important, guys. Notice that day changes to today. That changes to this. Those will change to these. The auxiliaries, could changing to can, would changing to will. It is, I repeat, the other way normally, because that normally you change the direct speech into the indirect one. So I hope that you are done writing it. People in the chat are telling me no, they're still writing. No. When we do the exercises, I shall post a countdown timer. We agreed about that the last time. So I will include the countdown timer just to make sure that you only get the allotted time. So quickly now, let me know. Yes, people are saying that they are done. So I'm going to show that to you. This is what I am getting from the people. So most of them are now done with it. So we can now quickly proceed. And this is what we were studying, but people are done with it. So let us start with an example. I wish to start with the very first example. Later on, we are going to do the exercise. You don't have to try this. This is an example. So let me show that to you. And when it's the exercise, of course, it is the time for you to show your talent. The line is, he asked her where she was going. So this is the indirect speech. And now we have to do it in the direct speech. I hope you all understand the fun here. It's very important, guys. Very, very important. He asked her where she was going. I hope you have registered this point. Why this is important is because we have to now do the direct speech. We have to bring it to the direct speech from the reported speech. And so here is the answer. He asked her, where are you going? Now, the way this is done is after, it will be easier for you to understand because of the points that I just mentioned earlier in a couple of slides ago. So the first thing you see is that the inverted commas have been added. So the next thing is the tense changed from the past to the present. You see that it was she was going, brought that into the present tense. The next thing is the pronoun changed, where she was going, but now the person is in front of you, so you are going to say you, because this is going to be a direct question. And last but not the least, the line ended with a full stop, but now when you brought it into the direct speech, you ended it with a question mark. I will again wait for about a minute for you to make notes, and you also should draw the arrows and make accurate notes, because after this we are going to start with the exercise. So please do the needful. Alright, so this is what I am getting in the chat window, which means that most of you are almost done with it. People are still joining in. Hello to all those who are joining right now, but you should have joined us 10 minutes ago. And hello to everyone. So let's get back to the topic at hand. And now it is time for us to start with the exercise. Here is your first question. And I am actually going to use the timer today, and we are going to allot 2 minutes every time. So I hope that you probably will get it by that time. About a minute left for you to come up with the correct answer. Okay, last 30 seconds. Hope you are getting it. Let's see what we have in the chat window. People are saying they're done. The answer will be revealed in about 20 seconds, and I hope that you check it with sincerity and let me know your score. Alright, your time is up and the answer is this. And did you get it right? Let me know in the chat window, please. You've got to let me know. So what are the people saying in the chat window? Have you got it right, guys? I should probably leave it on for some time, people to be able to check it properly. Make sure that you are checking even your punctuations. It's very important. Comma, inverted commas open, the question mark at the end, change of pronouns, changing the had to have. Did you do everything right? All saying that they got it. And I sincerely hope that everybody, 100% of you, got it right. Wonderful. Well, people wish to know if writing weather makes sense. We are changing it to the direct speech. So there is no question of whether. I'm going to actually make that clear. How can you use whether when you are changing it to the direct speech? You are not changing it to the indirect speech. You are changing it to the direct speech. So there is no question of using whether. If you notice, the question had the word if, right? So very important for you to realize such things. If and whether, well, those are a part of the indirect speech. You cannot use whether and if in the direct speech. So from the next examples, don't make that mistake. Well, let's proceed on to the next one straight away. This is what is the next example. And I am going to start the timer. And the time starts. So I hope that you'll be able to crack this one. Those who made minor errors in the first example, try to get this one right. I shall ensure that the music becomes loud when I don't have to talk, and when I have to talk, I'll ensure that the background music, the BG music, goes low. Well, I hope that it takes care of watching or being able to view the question correctly. Maybe that could be an issue because you are watching from your using your mobile phone. Those who are watching on desktop will be able to see things absolutely clearly. Well, I hope you are done with it, because now I'm going to reveal the answer. I had put up this particular window open because some people are difficult in probably seeing the question properly. So here is the answer, and please be honest and let me know if you got this one right. Make sure that you're checking everything, all the components of the answer. Most people got it right. This is what I see people telling me in the chat window. Yes, most of you probably are on your cell phone, so I will make sure next time that the questions are in an even bigger font. Okay, I will make sure that happens. I'll be honest with you. What I thought was that most of you will be at your homes, and so you will probably view this on your desktop. But if quite a number of people are going to watch it on the cell phone, I will make sure, I promise you, that next time the questions will be in even bigger font, so that it becomes very easy for you. Alright, so let's get going with the next question. I hope everybody is done. Alright, so the next question then for you today is this. Kindly properly make a note of this. So once now that you have written the question properly, especially people who claim that they cannot see properly, now please make sure that you have this question written properly so that I can start the timer. It's fun watching on the desktop, by the way, because you have bigger screen. But of course, mobile is just equally good. All we have to do next time is probably to have a bigger font for the question. So I hope you are done writing the question, because now I will like to start the timer. Let me know in the chat if you're done writing the question, guys. Okay, so now I will go ahead and start the timer. And the music would probably be loud because I am going to stop talking. See you after the timer says time up. All right, people are telling me that they are done. However, they don't have to tell me, because then once the time gets down to zero, I'll of course reveal the answer. Last 10 seconds. Alright, as you will see on your screens, the time is up, and this was the answer I was looking for. The doctor said to his patient, eat a fresh fruit every day. There can be no other way to do this. Let me know in the chat if this is what you got. So exactly the same say. So I am going to show you what people are actually displaying in the chat. So they are actually saying, this is my answer, I got it right. Or there are people who got it wrong. So people, there are a lot of people who must have made some error. They have not mentioned what their error is. Of course, happy to see that there are people, quite a lot of people who got it right. I hope that those who got it wrong have actually made a note of the correct answer. That is very important. Okay, so now before we go on to the next one, here is something I wish to share with you. This is interesting. There was the first time when we started doing this on the YouTube. Before that, we only used to rely on the WhatsApp revision. But once we started doing this on the YouTube, I actually created a poll, and this is quite interesting because what happened was people actively participated in the poll, and I like to share what the result so far is. So this is what people had to say. They said 86% of you guys, okay? Let me come on camera again and say that 86% of you, 86% of you said that indeed the revision on or sessions on YouTube are better to 14%. So even my vote goes for YouTube. I've already made it very clear that this is a better way of doing the revision. And for now, let us get back. Let me know in the chat, of course, what you think. But for now, let us go on to the next question. Please jot it down correctly. And let me know when you're done copying the question so that I can start the timer. Well, I hope that you are done writing the question. So I will go ahead and now start the timer for you. And see you after 2 minutes. half a minute more before I reveal the answer. People in the chat are telling me that most of them are already done. All right, about 5 seconds more. And the time is up, and the answer I was looking for is this. Make sure that you're checking it thoroughly. I wanted you to change the had to have, the pronoun changes, the inverted commas, the removal of the word that. Let me know in the chat if you got the same. So let's see what people are saying in the chat. Exactly the same. Correct, sir. I got it, sir. Okay, most of you are actually saying that you got it 100%. Alright, let me answer a question that I'm seeing on the chat. What is my income on YouTube? Well, I'll be honest with you. At the moment, our review is very good. We are absolutely perfect with the copyright thing. But the honest thing is that our channels have not crossed a certain number of required hours. So we are waiting for that to happen. The channel is a partner on YouTube, but we've crossed the benchmark of 1,000 subscribers, but we haven't reached that stage where it requires the certain hours of, and it's in thousands of hours of watch time. So I think I've answered your question. When we get to that stage, then we will find that there will be stable income. So that of course will happen, but at the moment we're relatively new, let's face it. So I hope that you got your answer. And now let us get back to what we were doing. And by the way, some people also mentioned that the answer for the poll was discussed in the chat in WhatsApp. You are free to go ahead and take part in that poll yourself. Make sure that you strengthen it. Let's go on to the final question. The fifth one is the final question. Please jot down the question. Let me know in the chat when you are done. When you're done writing it, I will start now the timer as usual. Got 2 minutes. About 40 seconds more before I reveal the final answer. The fifth one, I repeat, is the final question in this section. Alright then, about 5 seconds more and the time is up, and this is what I was expecting. Sincerely hope you scored. Kindly make sure that you're checking it all right. This is the example where the past perfect changes to the past tense. If you notice, you definitely have this thing had a scene which makes it past perfect, and you change the past perfect to the simple past. So make sure that you have got it spot on. Let me know in the chat. So let us see what people are saying in the chat. They are saying, right sir, correct, yes, 100%. You change the past perfect to the past tense. All right, now before I take you to the next section, I am going to recommend that you do the following. Some of you might have done it, or some of you might not have done it. What I want you to do, I recommend that you strongly watch the videos, the other videos that I'm recommending on our channel, and post your scores or send it to me on WhatsApp. So this is the spell check 1. Of course, there is spell check 2, and of course, there is spell check 3. Now, I know that there are a lot of spell bee champions who are with us here, and I would like to know if they scored 100% in the spell check. It would be very interesting to find out. Those who have already done it, all the 3. I mean it, all the 3. Well, fine, post your score. But those who have done maybe the first spell check part, but not the other 2, go ahead and do it. Alright, and we will now proceed on to our next segment, which the next segment, of course, you are well aware of what that is. It is phrases related to heart. So I want you all to start on a fresh page, make a fresh entry for this next part of what we are going to study today. And I hope that you will like it. All the phrases related to heart, all the idioms related to heart. By the way, this will be an interesting assignment for you. Try, look it up in the dictionary and try and tell me what is the difference between idioms and phrases, and to what extent are they both just the same. This will be a very good assignment for you. So now, this is what we are going to study. I hope that you are ready with the heading. Hello to everyone who is joining. Well, what are you doing joining so late, people? Anyway, I hope you are ready with the heading. We are going to start one by one. And here is our first entry. By heart. The meaning of by heart is memorize. By heart. I repeat it for the people who probably find it difficult to see on the mobile. But it is by heart, which means to memorize. I'm going to say it every time, just to make sure everyone knows it. Next one is heavy heart, which means sadness. The third one is lose heart, which means get disappointed. Fourth one, her heart melted. That means she felt happy and warm. Change of heart, which means change in behavior or attitude. Now, before I start the sixth one, I'm going to give you just about 30 seconds to a minute to copy this properly. Don't just spend time on the chat. Make sure that you are copying these things. Once again, I will say by heart, heavy heart, lose heart. That's LOSE, by the way. Her heart melted. her heart, because the example in the exercise probably will involve a girl. The last one we saw was change of heart. And now we will proceed to the sixth one. Had his heart in his mouth. Had his heart in his mouth, which means very anxious or curious. Seventh one, from the bottom of my heart. Eighth one, broke her heart, feel intensely full of sorrow. Follow his heart, act with emotions and intuition. And the last one is heart of gold, very kind and generous. Again, like I gave you some time from 1 to 5, I'm going to again give you about 30 seconds to a minute from 6 to 10 so that you can write down. Let me say them again. The number 6 is had his heart in his mouth. Number 7, from the bottom of my heart. Number 8, broke her heart. Number 9, follow his heart. And number 10, heart of gold. Let me know when you're done making these notes in the chat. Thank you, Gadget Guru, for your feedback. This is the neutral Indian tongue that you would have. Okay, people are saying that they are done. So here is what your assignment now is. You have to fill in the blanks using the heart idioms that we just studied. See what suits in what blank. There are 10 fill in the blanks. So let me put those up. Let's do 5 at a time. Make sure that you're writing properly and not just the answer. Don't use the shortcuts, people. For those who find it a little difficult, I will read them out for you. The first one is, there is no reason for you to blank because such sad things have happened in the past. The second one, he decided to dash since he wanted to work with passion. The third one is, the students have all the answers blank and they can answer like a parrot. He dash while he waited excitedly for the result. And the fifth one is, it dash to learn from the vet that her pet dog was going to die in a few days. Let me know in the chat when you're done copying the first 5. If you are done copying the first 5, I would like to proceed from 6 to 10 now. Number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Just to facilitate those who are not able to see properly, I shall read the number 6. The army Jawan's mother said goodbye to her son with a dash. 7th one, I apologized to my teacher and that is dash and promised to control my anger. 8th one, dash when he heard the Prime Minister applaud her efforts. 9th one, she is absent-minded but she has a dash. She always helps others. The last one, he did not believe in investing money, but the seminar brought about a dash. Make sure that you get 10 out of 10. People, let's see what your friends think about what is the Ijadar category today. So the respectable category is 7. Some people have also said that they would like it to be at 10. Well, there are also people saying 10 today would probably should fetch respect. Some people are saying 8, 9. Alright, so let me make up my mind. I think you should consider 8 as respectable category. 0. Wow, that's sure a category. Let's say the respectable class is 8 and above that. So let us go ahead and check the answers, and I hope that you will fall in that respectable category. So let's get back. I'm going to put the answers now. Please be honest. We'll check 5 at a time. Let me know in the chat if you have scored 5 out of 5 so far. First one, lose heart. Second one, follow his heart. Third one, by heart. Fourth one, had his heart in his mouth. Fifth one, broke her heart. It broke her heart to learn from the vet that her pet dog was going to die in a few days. Well, let us see what our friends are sharing with us. They are saying 5 out of 5. Some people at 4, some people, well, nobody below that. So far I'm not very wonderful. That is really wonderful. Magnificent. Okay, here is what I want to share. If you are just taking a screenshot and you are not writing it, well, that is not what I want. This should be treated as proper study. So please make sure that you are actually writing it down and not just merely copying or taking a screenshot, taking a photo. Well, that's not what you want. You really want the study done. That's why we have recommended the use of the notepad. And let us get back now. Well, some people are saying 10 out of 10. That is amazing because we haven't checked all 10 yet. That's amazing. Let us continue then our correction. Number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. So what do we have? Number 6. The army Jawan's mother said goodbye to her son with a heavy heart. You have a code mixing example there when I use the word Jawan to show a military man. I apologize to my teacher from the bottom of my heart, that is deeply, and promise to control my anger. 8th one is her heart melted when she heard the Prime Minister applaud her efforts. Imagine how anyone would feel if the PM is to applaud what you've done. At the moment, PM will applaud us a lot if he finds out that we are following everything that has been told to us by the authorities. Our PM will be so happy, believe me. Okay, so 9th one is she is absent-minded but she has a heart of gold. The 10th one, he did not believe in investing money but the seminar brought about a change of heart. Let me know if you scored all 10, if you are in the respectable category. Let's see what our friends are telling us. 10 on 10, 9, people at 6. Of course, I always insist that if you get something wrong, you should always make sure that you're jotting down the correct answer. So let me go back and show you the solution. So those who are on 6, 7, even 8 for that matter, or 9, make sure that you know where you went wrong and you copy the correct answer. Make sure that that happens. So let me know when you are done jotting down the correct answers. Okay, well, let me know if Mrinali Mhatre is online with us right now, because this is her entry. Beautifully done, and I wonder if she got a printout of what I had sent. So is she with us right now? Okay. Well, the next entry, if she's not here, I'm not saying this is the best. I am simply not saying this is the best. Okay, so again, we will go ahead and rotate this. Beautiful entry. This is by Janvi Daivat. She's here. I love it when you have the camera name mentioned, shot from Oppo F11 Pro. Although I must say that if you look closely, you will see the pencil grid marks, so that those marks were not erased properly. If they are here, anyone whose name is here, kindly let us know. At the moment, yes, Oppo F11 Pro it is. Let us proceed to the next one. This one in particular is one of my favorites. Just look at how beautifully this is done. All sincerity. You have, if you look at the images, I believe this comes from how the first letter was written, chapter. Then you have this fall of Troy, the Swiss Family Robinson. This is the past, the present, and well, you tell me what this image is about. So beautifully created crossword thing. Unfortunately, I don't have the name. Anyone who knows who this is? It's beautiful. I have no doubt that you appreciate the good use of the textbook. Is it really the people claiming, the guy claiming in the chat, is it really yours? Should have put the name there. Okay, let us proceed to some more. Well, this one also was pretty good. Let us transform this and change it so that we can view that properly. The writing pad, simple single line notebook. Notice how the empty space in the grid was all shaded with a pencil. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely. Multiple people claiming that they are theirs. We'll have to go back and check. By the way, I want to really make a point here. What is the point? The point is that even today when I give you the homework, do send your entries on WhatsApp. I promise if that is worth sharing, I'll share it over here so that everybody can watch it. I was really impressed with the effort that people have put into their crossword. It was a simple activity, but people really did show their top effort. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Again, a writing pad. Who is this? Anybody who claims this? Let me know. Nice use of the sketch pen. And by the way, talking of sketch pens, I distinctly remember that I had asked people to use sketch pens in my instructions. I'm not sure, but 99% I think I said it sometime. So this particular one that I actually am showing you has effectively made use of the sketch pens. Quite nice. Let's proceed. Let's see what else we have got here. I believe this is on a project paper. Very neatly, very nicely done. And not just is the fact that they are anonymous, as some people are saying in the chat, they haven't put the heading. Well, you shouldn't be surprised if you don't win the prize, although you think your entry was good enough, because of the entry. So I am going to now share some more with you where you will have a proper heading. There has to be a proper heading. Now this one, watch this, it is very important. This one, why I say this is because this is what you want, in the sense that the name is so nicely written, the heading is there. It is on a project paper. I don't know if the project paper is in that color originally or whether it was colored in yellow later, but beautiful. I believe this one is with us. The spell champion, spell bee champion is here. So if Preeti Nag is here, I'm sure she is. This is just beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And by the way, I always say this, that if your parents are also interested, make them watch our videos and our lectures, because I bet if her parents are watching this, they'll be so proud of what she's done. I am proud of what she's done. This is really outstanding effort. Everybody had a quite sufficient amount of time, but some people did it really well. And I have, by the way, no problem in admitting that all these efforts are much better than what I would have done. I'm proud of my students. Here is another entry. And there is a sketch pen on offer. Who was this? Everything was done properly. Now this is, I believe, a computer printout. Well, 100%. This one, because I believe that was my exact post. I believe this is what I shared on WhatsApp. I remember my heading, what you studied in the 9th standard. So this looks pretty much like a computer printout. Although if you have noticed, not all the answers are here. If you look at this one close enough, you would see that there is an entry which is not there. It's missing. All right. This is another good one that I want to share. Let me shrink that, bring it to size. Really beautiful, absolutely beautiful. In the sense that there is a border. Also notice that there is heading. Very beautiful indeed, very pretty. By the way, today you have some homework. And what is that homework exactly? You have the homework. Well, the homework is that we studied some phrases related to heart. And so this is your homework. And I want you to finish this and just the way you sent your crossword entry to me on WhatsApp. You should complete this and share this on WhatsApp. The best entries, of course, will be included in my next video, whenever I feel that an entry is necessary. So again, please remember that this is the homework for this lecture. We studied 10 phrases or idioms related to heart. Make sure that you actually put it up in this kind of a format. You can do better than that, and send it to me on WhatsApp. I will definitely take care if they are good enough to show on the channel. Alright, so we are now coming to the end of this one, and some people have been asking me, when are we going to start with the textbooks? Very soon, because it is the 7th of April. I believe it should be in the next 4 to 5 days, max to max. Today is Tuesday. Next Tuesday we will definitely start with the textbook. Make sure to be there, of course, on YouTube on the channel, because that is way better. Before that, I think we will have one more session about what I said last week. If you remember, the session I was talking about is related to your soft copy of textbook and how to use that to make your notes. So we will definitely do that. People keep insisting that I use some Hindi. Maybe next lecture, not now. I wonder why. It's a good enough lecture, and we will stop for now. Thank you for joining in, and up until next time, take care. Bye bye.